Hey everyone, welcome back. This is a true story from 2021 when a photo I took in my new apartment showed someone standing behind me. That figure wasn't there when I clicked the shutter, but it changed my life. This'll make you fear your camera. In the summer of 2021, I was 26 and had just moved into a sleek apartment in Denver, Colorado, fresh off a job promotion as a social media manager. I loved photography, always snapping selfies or cityscapes for my Instagram. The apartment was on the 7th floor of a modern high-rise, all glass and open space, perfect for my aesthetic. One evening I was testing my new camera, taking selfies in my living room with the city skyline glowing through the window. I uploaded a photo to my laptop, but my heart stopped when I saw it. Behind me, in the reflection of the glass, stood a figure, tall, shadowy, with a blurred face. I was alone that night, doors locked, no one else in the building's hallway. I checked the original file. The figure was there, not edited. My skin crawled, but I told myself it was a glitch, maybe light playing tricks. I deleted the photo, but the next morning it was back in my gallery, unchanged. I tried to focus on work, but unease lingered, and I kept glancing over my shoulder, feeling watched. The next night I took more photos to test the camera, this time in my bedroom. Every shot was normal until one. In the background near my closet, the same figure appeared, closer now, its face still blurred but with a faint, unsettling smile. I checked the room. Nothing. My phone's battery drained fast and the lights flickered. I called my friend Mia, a photographer, who suggested it might be lens flare or a corrupted sensor. She came over and we examined the camera. No issues. But when we took a group selfie, the figure was there again, standing between us, its smile clearer, almost mocking. Mia freaked out, saying it looked human but wrong. We deleted the photos, but my laptop crashed, rebooting to show the image as my wallpaper. That night I heard a faint click like a camera shutter from the living room. I grabbed a flashlight, heart pounding, and found my camera on. Lens pointed at me, though I hadn't touched it. The screen showed a live feed with the figure behind me, smiling wider. I unplugged the camera, but the clicks continued. Sleep was impossible. The clicks came nightly, always around 2 a.m., like a camera snapping in the dark. I covered my mirrors, thinking reflections were the issue, but photos kept appearing on my phone. Me sleeping, me working, always with that figure closer, its smile growing teeth. I researched the building, constructed in 2010, but the land was once a hospital, abandoned after a fire in the 80s. Rumors mentioned a patient, a photographer, who died in the blaze, obsessed with capturing souls. I set up a motion-activated camera to catch the source. The footage showed my apartment empty, but photos downloaded from it had the figure, now holding a camera of its own, mimicking me. I called my landlord, who dismissed it as stress but admitted previous tenants left quickly, citing weird vibes. The clicks grew louder, and whispers started. My name, Evan, hissed from corners. I found an old photo in a drawer, not mine, showing a man with that same smile standing in my apartment before I moved in. The whispers urged me to look closer at the photos. I invited Mia and a co-worker, Jake, to stay over, hoping witnesses would stop it. We set up multiple cameras, but at 2 a.m. all screens glitched, showing static with that smiling figure in every frame. The whispers turned to laughter echoing from the walls. Jake found scratches on the closet door, fresh like claw marks. We checked inside, empty but cold, with a faint smell of smoke. A new photo appeared on my phone. The three of us asleep, the figure standing over us, its camera flashing. None of us remembered sleeping. I contacted a local historian who shared hospital records. The photographer patient, Daniel, believed his camera trapped souls, burning the hospital to free them. His body was never found. The laughter grew louder, lights flickering in sync. We tried to leave, but the apartment door wouldn't open, the handle ice cold. A photo printed from my disconnected printer, Daniel's face smiling, eyes hollow, with my name written in red ink. We huddled in the living room, terrified as the clicks intensified like a shutter snapping closer. We called a priest, Father Michael, who arrived at midnight. He sensed something ancient in the apartment, not just a ghost. He found symbols scratched under my coffee table, spirals, eyes like Daniel's obsession. As he prayed, the cameras turned on, snapping photos uncontrollably, each showing the figure closer, its smile splitting wider, teeth sharp. The whispers chanted, "Evan, you're mine," from the walls. Father Michael sprinkled holy water, but it evaporated on contact, steam rising. A photo fell from the ceiling. Me as a child with Daniel's face behind me, though I'd never met him. The priest said Daniel's spirit was tethered to the camera, feeding on my photos. We smashed it, but the pieces reassembled, lens glinting. The apartment shook, windows cracking, and the figure appeared in the doorway holding its camera, eyes glowing. It pointed at me, whispering, "One more shot." Mia screamed. Jake threw a chair, but it passed through. Father Michael chanted louder, and the figure hissed, retreating slightly, but the clicks didn't stop. The figure lunged, its camera flashing blinding light. I felt a pull, like my soul was being sucked into the lens. Father Michael thrust a cross forward, shouting scripture. The figure shrieked. It smiled, twisting into rage, eyes blazing. Photos rained from the ceiling. Hundreds, all of me, with Daniel behind, his hands on my shoulders. The apartment grew freezing, breath visible, walls pulsing like a heartbeat. Jake broke a window and we climbed onto the fire escape, the figure's laughter chasing us. The priest stayed, finishing the ritual, but the figure grabbed him, camera flashing. He screamed, collapsing, but the entity weakened, its form flickering. We dragged him out, reaching the street as police arrived, alerted by neighbors. The apartment was sealed, but photos kept appearing in my phone. Daniel's face clearer, whispering, "You're in my frame." The priest recovered, warning that Daniel's spirit was unbound now, tied to me. I burned my camera, but the clicks persist in my dreams, always at 2 a.m. I moved to a new apartment, avoiding cameras, but the photos followed. Printed in my mailbox, emailed from unknown accounts, always with Daniel behind me, smiling wider. I joined a paranormal group. Others reported entities tied to objects, like Daniel's camera, feeding on attention. One woman described a similar figure in her Polaroids, vanishing after she burned them. I tried burning the photos, but they reappeared uncharred. The historian sent me Daniel's hospital file. He'd photographed patients, believing he captured their essence, going mad before the fire. My new apartment's mirrors showed his face fleetingly, eyes locked on mine. I covered them, kept lights on, but clicks echoed at night like shutters snapping. Father Michael blessed my new place, but said Daniel's spirit might never leave, tethered to my fear. The building was condemned, but workers reported photos appearing on site, all showing Daniel. I avoid photography, but my phone sometimes opens its camera, framing me with his grin in the background, waiting for one last shot. Now I live with constant vigilance, checking every photo for that figure. The clicks come less often, but at 2 a.m. I hear them, followed by whispers of my name. I've learned others in Denver's high-rises have seen similar figures in photos, always at night, always alone. A forum post mentioned Daniel by name, a photographer whose camera was never found, believed to be cursed. I keep salt around my bed, a cross on my wall, but shadows move in my peripheral vision, always with that smile. Mia and Jake distanced themselves, haunted by their own nightmares. Father Michael checks on me, saying the entity feeds on my fear, growing stronger with every photo I notice. I deleted my social media, but screenshots of my old posts circulate online. Daniel's face added in comments. The condemned building was demolished, but the lot stays empty. Photos appearing in the rubble. I feel him watching, waiting for me to pick up a camera again to capture me forever. Thanks for the watching video and subscribe the channel. That's my story. True and terrifying. Check your photos. Someone might be standing behind you.